This is Modern Service Mastery, Business School with Boots on. Real lessons, real talk, and real growth for the residential service industry. Let's get to work.
All right, let's dive into what sustainable selling really means. Jake, too often I see people treating sales as these like one-off interactions. But honestly, the goal should be to build lifelong relationships with clients. It's about seeing every interaction as the start of something bigger.
It's a lot like preparing for a first date. Think about it. You clean your car, pick out your best outfit, maybe even look up the menu to make sure you can pronounce everything correctly. You're putting in that extra effort to make a great first impression.
100%. You're attentive, engaged, and aiming to show your best self. But then over time, comfort sets in and that initial effort can wane.
Right. In sales, we can't afford to let that happen. Every interaction with a prospect or client should be approached with that first date mindset. Prepare thoroughly, be genuinely interested, and strive to exceed expectations every time.
Exactly. Preparation is key, not just for you to look good, but to make the client feel seen and heard. Empathy is massive here. When you truly listen to their frustrations, ask questions like, "What's your biggest challenge right now?" Or, "What does success look like in your eyes?" That builds trust faster than any pitch.
Yeah, trust is the bridge to the sale, man. If they don't trust you, you're dead in the water. And can we talk about how trust actually gets you better, faster deals? Like when a client already knows you've got their back, they'll pick up your call versus shopping around for someone new.
Exactly. And think about how to structure that trust building up front. Initial calls are short, sure, but they're monumental. Show some energy. Smile when you're talking because people can hear that on the line. Ask open-ended questions right off the bat.
Tell me what you're envisioning. I ask that one all the time. It gets freaking golden answers.
Great question, Jake. And don't forget that the initial call sets the tone for everything that follows. Set clear expectations like, "Hey, here's what I'll review before we meet, and here's what you can expect when we do." It's about showing them you're already invested.
And if you're late, call ahead, for crying out loud. Show some respect for their time.
Absolutely. It's the little things that make you memorable. Like, let's say the consultation goes well. Send a handwritten note afterward. It's remarkable how much something like that stands out in today's world. That extra effort shows you're committed.
Mike, let me tell you, I once had a client call me out of nowhere 6 months after a project because I followed up with them just to check in, They hadn't even been thinking about upgrades, but my effort turned into another job. Like, man, easy win.
That's exactly it, Jake. It's about playing the long game. The relationship doesn't stop when the deal closes. If anything, that's when it starts. You keep following up, stay on their radar, and always go above and beyond. Oh, and remember, if you can't wholeheartedly commit to serving them for life,
disqualify them early. No half efforts, people. It's disrespectful to them and to yourself.
Well said, Jake. Treat every client like they could stick with you for 20 years, or politely step aside for someone who will. That constant effort, that's what separates decent from outstanding salespeople. No complacency allowed.
Honestly, it's that first date energy again. You bring your best version of yourself every time. Like, keep the car clean, show up early.
And don't forget their name and project details. Preparation, execution, follow-up, that's the trifecta right there.
Trifecta of Trust. We should trademark that. All right, so building that trifecta of trust is the game, right? But here's a question. If we're always thinking about the big picture and playing the long game, what's the real ultimate goal? Like, what's the one thing every sales pro should be locking in on?
A client for life. That's it. Everything builds from that. If your goal is just to close one deal and move on, you're selling yourself short. You have to think, how do I wow them? How do I make this the start of something real?
Right, and that's why every step matters. Like, okay, brainstorm time. What's one thing that makes a client go, damn, that was different?
Consistency and surprises, Jake. Like when you not only deliver what they expect, but also something extra. Say the client asks for a basic landscape design. You throw in a detailed maintenance guide without them even asking. That's what makes you unforgettable.
Oh man, I did something like that once. Client wanted a patio design, and I tossed in a sketch of where they could add a fire pit down the line. Like future upgrades, right? They loved it. Said it made them feel like I actually listened and cared about their space long term.
Exactly. It shows you're thinking beyond the immediate sale. Or here's another. During a consultation, you restate their goals in their language. Like, you said you want a space where the kids can play, but also somewhere for you to unwind after work, right? That kind of mirroring makes them feel deeply understood.
Yeah, it's a little thing, and honestly, they don't even realize it's happening. But it builds trust like crazy. All right, real quick, Mike. Role play this with me. Say I'm a client and I tell you I want to refresh my backyard for hosting summer parties.
Got it. Okay, I'd say, all right, so what I'm hearing is you're envisioning a space that's fun and functional, a vibe where you can entertain guests but still have that polished look people notice, right?
Yep, nailed it. Makes them feel like you're on their team, not just a contractor.
Exactly. And from there, you shape every part of your process around that vision. You build trust through preparation, deliver through execution, and lock the relationship in with follow-ups that show you care about their experience.
Dude, follow-ups are magic. People think it's just a polite thing to do, but nah, it's power moves like, hey, just checking if everything is holding up after the last rains, or thought you'd like this blog on outdoor design trends, keeps you front of mind.
And it breaks any assumptions that you're just in it for the sale. You're there long-term to support them. That's what matters.
Yep, you make them feel like they'd be crazy to ever call anyone else.
Exactly, Jake. All those little things we just talked about, the follow-ups, the surprises, the way you make clients feel heard, they all add up to one essential truth. Selling is fundamentally about relationships. It's not just about money or contracts. It's about showing people that you're here for the long haul.
Right, like, it's funny how people complicate this stuff. At the end of the day, if you treat clients like friends you genuinely care about, they feel it. And honestly, that's rare. Most folks are just punching the clock, you know?
Exactly. That's why sustainable selling stands out. When you follow through, when you go that extra mile, it creates a ripple effect. Trust builds over time, and that trust turns into loyalty. I mean, who wouldn't come back to someone they trust?
Yeah, but let's also be real, Mike. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. Some clients are just like impossible to work with. That's where the disqualify early thing hits home for me. If you're wasting energy on bad fits, you're stealing focus from the people you could actually serve well.
Absolutely. There's no shame in saying no if the fit isn't right. It's respectful to both you and them. But for the clients you do take on, pour your energy into them. Make sure that every interaction reinforces why they chose you and why they'll keep choosing you.
And show some personality while you're at it. Like, people remember the way you made them feel, not what you said. Make them laugh, check in, even if it's just dropping a quick text like, hey, you good? You and Max enjoying the patio? Or, don't forget to take the cover off your AC unit when it gets hot this week.
Exactly. It's the human connection that makes all the difference. Remember, sustainable selling isn't about chasing every sale. It's about building something that lasts far beyond the deal.
All right, so let's hit them with the trifecta again. Preparation, execution, follow-up. Nail those three and you're untouchable. Oh, and a big-time way pro bonus, always have clear next steps. It sets expectations, builds trust, and shows you care.
Couldn't agree more. And Jake, this brings us to the most important takeaway for anyone listening. If you sell with empathy, if you truly care about your clients, they're not just clients, they become partners in your success.
Damn, you're making me want to go out and call one of my old clients right now. I mean, gotta keep that ripple flowing, right?
That's the spirit. And for everyone out there listening, remember, small actions lead to big results. Keep showing up, keep serving like every client could be your client for life, and watch how that energy transforms your business. And on that note, we'll wrap it here. Thanks for joining us today for Chapter 1.
Mike, this has been solid. Hey listeners, after this, make sure to check out the action items we've laid out for this chapter. They're designed to help you put these concepts into practice right away.
And don't forget to engage with our community. Think of it like having a personal trainer for your professional growth, sharing experiences, challenges, and victories with peers who are on the same journey.
Exactly. It's in that shared space where real transformation happens.
So keep pushing, keep learning, and keep building those lasting relationships. And keep being remarkable. See you in Chapter 2.
Thanks for listening to Modern Service Mastery Business School with Boots On. If this episode helped you lead, grow, or think differently, share it with your crew and keep the momentum going.